My name is Frederick John Gall. I am from Seawarren, New Jersey, born and raised in this home right here. I always wanted a skateboard, and they had this board at Toys R Us called the Afterburner, and the kids up the street had been skating in the tennis court. And I went up there and I was like, yeah, I want to get a skateboard. So my grandma bought me the Afterburner from Toys R Us. It had like a big tail guard and shit. And I showed up and they were like, what the hell is that? That's not a real board. I'm like, what? I just got this. My grandmother paid $100. That's what I wrote. And I remember I cut the grip tape into like all these little triangles and like put it all like crazy. I wanted a parking block, and my mom's boyfriend at the time shows up with this parking block. It's still here. It's been here for 34 years. But he jacked it from the supermarket, and it was the skaters' spot. And they ended up coming to my house, and they're like, you stole our curb. I was like, dude, I didn't, like, my mom's boyfriend took it. And they're like, oh, whatever. So I started skating for a shop that was local, and then they got me on skate rags through a flow thing and tracker trucks. And then I just started entering a bunch of contests and stuff, doing good. And I got first in the districts, which sent me to North Carolina. First place, Willie Santos. Second place, Chris Sen. Third place, Reynolds. Fourth place, me. Fifth, Costin. This is the Atlanta, Georgia finals where I met Rob Dyrdek. Brian Ridgway is good friends with Chris Carter, and he told me to call Chris Carter, who's the owner of Alien, and I got like a box. Best move I ever made, riding for Alien Workshop, and I was 13. Well, my first skate tour, and I went to England, and like I was like 15 at the pub, like with a fucking pint of fucking Guinness and just like all the weed you could want. Especially when you're around it growing up, that's what you do. Kind of gets embedded into like kids' heads. Like if they see their favorite pros drinking, they're gonna drink, you know? I always drank alcohol every day of my life, but like that will lead to other things. I would plan skate trips around partying. Like I planned a trip to Colombia, and I planned another trip back to Colombia within the month of getting home just to go party. Destroy hotel, like just do stupid shit, like, and then pay for it out of my check and not care. Like, fuck it, take it. So that's how I got really fucked up, is I broke this hand in half. I had to get four pins in it, and like they put me on painkillers, Oxycontin, started sniffing them, had an abundance of them because they were prescribing them to me. You probably see it on like TV shows all the time. It's like people start on the opioids and then it gets too expensive, so they end up doing heroin. Heroin's full of fentanyl now. It kills you. My mother was a heroin addict, and she lived and was taking care of my uncle, and because my grandmother passed away, so I moved back home to help her, and like was just under the same roof as her. I just ended up doing heroin also. It was like fucked up. We turned into like a sick like team. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know like the repercussions of this drug was. Then I start feeling the sickness that you get when you don't have it. Still trying to work, kinda in the skate world, but kinda like faded away. People didn't want to be around me, like if they knew I was high. Like my dad even, I don't want to fucking talk or see you until you're good. So I went to this rehab, did some stupid shit, got kicked out, came back home, woke up to my stepdad saying, oh my God, and I went in there and my mother was overdosed with a needle in her arm, dead. And that's when I really clicked in my mind, like, you're done with this shit. Like, so I went to rehab again, completed it this time. So I've had like small little issues here and there, but like I will never do heroin again. Like, that's it. Few people knew how deep I was, but no one really knew like the truth. I never shot up, but like I was pretty far gone, you know? My boy Dorsey and my boy Lou knew. I had to go to Lou for help. So he basically got me into the second rehab. Second one was funded by the state, so it was like a hellhole. I never want to go back to those places either, so never gonna do that drug again. Stopping being paid as a professional skateboarder was really hard on me too, because I never had a job in my life. All of a sudden, no money coming in, like get a job. I'm like, doing what, dude? I don't do it. I don't know anything. You're used to this life, and then it's just gone. People get fucked up because of this. People like get depressed. They feel like they're not worth it anymore, or like not good enough. You're too old, like now we're done with you. And when I got out of rehab, Evan Sturdy is a saint. He's the fucking greatest, best dude ever. He believed in me enough to have a job for me, and he like turned me into a fucking painter. And then I got obsessed with building, man. Sorry, I'm like, it's hard for me right now. Yeah. God bless him for truly believing in me, and like, he knew what was going on. I was like, dude, I gotta go away for a while. Like, I have a problem, you know? And he understood, didn't judge me for it, and fucking took me right back. That's like a great person. Obviously, skateboarding was my true love, always. When I got sober, I couldn't wait to skate. I'm like, damn, is it gonna fucking be different now? Like, because I'm not gonna feel high? No way. Just got like the same high you always got from skateboarding itself, you know? And then I got obsessed with building, man. Started building my yard. I accomplished that. Built the mini ramp first, then I got the bowl, started the street course, and then I built my own DIY down the street that lasted for quite some time, Jody's. That was named after my mom. It got torn down, but we had a good year of it. That's like my release, and like I enjoy that so much. Like finding something, seeing it, figuring out what you got to do to make it skatable, and then actually when you successfully land that trick, you're like, it's like such an accomplishment because you fixed the spot, made it doable, and then did it. So it's like a whole process. I love it. I got my plants because my mom always had a garden there, so mine's like a quarter the size of hers because she was like gung-ho as hell about it. So I just want to like kind of, you know, dedicate that to her too. No one wants to ask for help. That's what goes on. That's why people die, because they're too afraid or too macho, or reach out, tell somebody, you know? I mean, I know you're probably sick of hearing this, but that's the truth. It's like, just fucking suck it up and ask for help, man. You know, it could save your life.